Welcome to my tutorial on putting Manga EPUB files into a format for the XTEInk X4 or any other device that you like in this style. I'm recording this process ahead of time, but if you're watching, that means I figured it out and you're probably watching me cycle through Berserk pages right now. I'm putting this guide together because figuring this out took a lot of learning, forum searching, and testing to get a decent process together, and I wished for a video like this to explain everything. The process was a little involved, but you only have to do it once per file. You can do most of it in bulk, and I've already gotten the hard part figured out for you. So, in the spirit of Berserk, let's do a little struggling. As a note before we start, I did have to install the third-party firmware Crosspoint onto this device as I couldn't get it to work with the stock firmware. A guide to that will be in the description, but it's a fairly easy process that I think anyone should be able to do. The programs you're going to need are Adobe Digital Editions, Calibre, I don't know, I'm going to call it Calibre, EPUB to CBZ, Manga Spread Stitcher, and Kindle Comic Converter, better known as KCC. Manga Spread Stitcher also requires Python as a prerequisite, but I'll expand on that when we get there. All programs will have a link in the description. Not all of them have donation links, but please support them if you can, because most of these programs are from independent developers who are doing a great service for the community by offering their programs for free. I've included their donation links in the description as well. I want to briefly explain what we're doing before getting into the details. The XTEInk X4, I'm probably just going to call it the X4 from here on out, is a small e-reader with limited functionality. But I wanted to use it to read manga and didn't want to miss out on viewing art that spans multiple pages. Found out that KCC can manipulate spread pages, which was great until I realized the files I purchased didn't have spread pages as far as the software is concerned. That led me to this process where we're going to take an EPUB manga and make it readable for Manga Spread Stitcher so that KCC can do its magic with the true spread pages we've made. So to start, you need to have bought a manga. Two places I can vouch for are ebooks.com and Rakuten Kobo's bookstore. I think the Kobo store is better overall, but the important thing that you're looking for is a store that will let you download the book to your computer without having to use any proprietary app. Personally, I'm also looking for EPUB file types for this process, but I'm sure it can be adapted for any other file types if need be. Once you have your book bought, download it. You most likely be getting a link, which is what Adobe Digital Editions is for. Double-click your link, and Digital Editions will verify your purchase and download your book to your computer. Next, you'll want to open up Calibre. Calibre is going to allow you to use your file however you want. If you know, you know. Click the green Add Books button at the top left corner and navigate to your Digital Editions folder. I'm not sure if yours will be the same, but mine is in Documents, My Digital Editions. Multiple books can be added at once here, so feel free to do so if you have more than one. Once you have your books added, go to the wrench and screwdriver icon labeled Preferences at the top of the screen. There are a few settings here that you can change to save yourself some time later, especially if you come back and do this process more than once. In Behavior, make sure the preferred output format is EPUB, then click Apply in the bottom right corner of the window if you've changed it. Otherwise, you can hit Cancel. Next, go to Common Options. From that window, go to Page Setup. Since my intention was to put these books on an e-reader, I've selected Generic E-Ink HD on the output file. The default would probably work fine, but this is my preference and I'm not an expert. Feel free to leave this or set a profile relevant to your device. Keeping in the common options, the Structure Detection tab has a setting called Remove Fake Margins. I currently have it off, but I can't remember what the default is. Regardless, it may have an effect on your page sizing later, which is important for the Spread Stitcher. Toggle as needed. Click Accept if you've changed anything. If not, hit Cancel. Click Output Options. From there, make sure EPUB output is selected and copy the options I have on screen. The most important part here will be making the EPUB version 3, as I believe this will let us keep the right to left reading. Click Apply. Final one, click into Saving Books to Disk. Again, I would recommend copying the options I have here. These will ensure we only get the file that we want for the export. Additionally, changing the save template as I have will allow books by the same author to all appear in one file, which makes them easier to select as a group whenever we're plugging them into other programs later. Click Apply on that and then exit out of the dialog box. Next, select your book or books and click the brown Convert Books button. All of your settings should be good to go. so you can hit OK in the bottom corner to start the process of making your free-to-use files. My understanding is this will not change the base files you pulled from the digital editions folder, but will add free-to-use versions to your Calibre export options. While that process is going, determine a location for your export files to go to and set up a folder. I created mine in the My Digital Editions folder so everything is in one place, but made sure to distinguish the name so I wouldn't confuse my converted files for the originals. Once the conversion process is done, select your same files in the Calibre library and then click the small arrow to the right of the blue Save to Disk button. From there, select Save Only EPUB Format to Disk, and then navigate to the folder you created and save. Alright, congrats, we're on to the next program, EPUB to CBZ. This one is a lot simpler though. Calibre doesn't support conversion to CBZ by default. I think there might be plugins, but I found this program first and it's served me well thus far. If you're not familiar with GitHub, you'll need to click the latest release here, circled in red. Then you'll want to get the _ full zip file, then unzip and run like any other program. This program has several settings, but I don't think I've changed any from the default. You can compare with the image I have on screen. I will note, however, I did have an issue with one manga having a missized page, and I was able to use the resize images option to ensure all of the pages were the same size, so that was helpful. Aside from that, when you open up the program for the first time, make sure to untick the create comicinfo.xml option. This feature would add metadata to the CBZ package, but unfortunately that seems to mess with the manga spread stitcher. Next, you'll want to set up a folder for your CBZ files. This will be a working folder where we aren't keeping any final files. I named mine EPUB to CBZ target and put it in the My Digital Editions folder so all of my files are in one place. Feel free to name and place yours wherever you like as long as you can remember it. Make sure to hit the file folder icon to set the program to your new folder location. Now to convert our files. I prefer the drag and drop option, so hit the circle arrow symbol to do that. Then, as it says, you can drag and drop your converted EPUB files into the text window and hit start. Again, multiple files can be done here, so take advantage of it if you can. Next up is the most crucial and troublesome part of this process, Manga Spread Stitcher, which, again, has the prerequisite of the coding language Python. Now, if you've never messed with Python before, that's okay, because I hadn't either until this project. That factor put a bit of a time barrier on me figuring all this out, but I think you'll be able to learn from my struggles and get it all done fairly easily. For the easiest install of Python, I went ahead and got it from the Microsoft Store. You can get it online as well, but Microsoft Store seemed to be the easiest for me. Specifically, we're going to need Python 3 for the spread stitcher. To aid in your install, I also recommend getting the Python install manager from the Microsoft Store. Once both are installed, boot up the manager. You'll want to let the program guide you to setting up Python, but if you want a guide from someone who knows way more what they're talking about than I do, I've included a link in the description to a video guide. Once that is done, you'll need to open up your command prompt by typing CMD into Windows search bar and then clicking the command prompt icon. From here, now that Python is installed, you'll be able to install the Pillow image library right from the console. This, to my understanding, lets Python handle image files. To install, type pip install pillow into the command prompt and hit the enter key. You should see what that looks like on screen now. From there, we should be ready to add Manga Spread Stitcher. Go to the GitHub page, click the green code button, and click Download Zip. Go to your download folder, right-click the zip file, and extract all. Then go to the extracted folder. The file we want is the one labeled spread_stitcher. We'll need to move that file to the following directory: Windows C drive, users, and then whatever your username is. I believe this is the default working directory whenever you install Python. If this doesn't work though, you'll need to figure out what your working directory is and move the file there. To test if this works, you can go back to your command prompt and type python 3 space spread_stitcher.py space -- help, as you see here, and then you should see this list of commands. Now, Spread Stitcher was made for a specific use case, which you can read all about on the GitHub page, but I needed to tweak it to get it to do what I'm needing it for. Again, first time using Python here, so this might not be the most efficient or intelligent way of fixing the code, but it has worked for all 12 manga volumes I've tried thus far, so I'm hopeful there won't be any more issues. To edit the code, right-click the spread_stitcher file and then select Edit in Idle. In the bottom right corner, the line count labeled LN will tell you which line you've clicked on. I'll be using that to guide you. For the first change, I want to remove the behavior that reorders the pages to be read from right to left. My files are already configured that way, so this function will only serve to do the opposite of its intention. To remove the functionality, go to line 62 and put a pound number hashtag symbol in front of every line down to line 75. This will turn the code into comments, which don't have any function when the code is running. By doing this, we can restore functionality later if we have a file that is in the wrong order by removing those symbols. The next line change is at line 211. Change true to false. After that, go to lines 303 and 304. Swap the IMG1 and IMG2 texts. Now your manga should stay in the order that it comes in. If I had more time to dedicate to this, I believe you could make these changes into a configurable option specified by a console command, but for now this will do just fine. This last change will add blank pages to the beginning and, depending on the page count, the end of your manga, so that every page has another page it can be stitched to while maintaining the page order. This functionality was already present for odd-numbered volumes, but for even-numbered volumes it would mess with the page layout since the covers would start on the right side instead of the left. To add this fix, go to line 253 and add the text that you see here exactly as you see it. I'll try to add the code to the description, but I'm not sure if YouTube will like that. If it does work though, you should be able to copy and paste it in. Just make sure the formatting is correct. Now that we've made all of our changes, make sure to hit save under the File tab to keep them. Finally, Manga Spread Stitcher is ready to use in the command prompt. In your command prompt, enter python3 space spread_stitcher.py space dash wd, followed by another space, and then the path of your CBZ file that we created earlier. For speed and accuracy, I would recommend right-clicking on your file and selecting Copy as Path, and then pasting that into the command prompt. You can see I've done that in my example here. For context, the W command suppresses a feature that is used in conjunction with the reverse manga layout ability that we edited out of the code earlier. The D command that follows it will delete the source file and replace it with the stitched file. I enabled the D command as it makes things cleaner and I don't have to go back and remember to delete the unstitched file. You can learn more about these commands by typing the help command again or by going to the GitHub page. When you're ready, hit enter to start the command. It does take a bit, up to around a minute for me, but your mileage may vary. Regardless, don't touch any of your files until the command prompt pulls your username back up. Unfortunately, you can only do this one file at a time, so that makes it the most tedious part of this process, but it is way better than the alternatives I've found. If there are any Python coding wizards watching this, I'd love to know if there's a way that I can queue multiple files to be handled so I can set it and forget it. So please let me know in the comments. Almost done! Our final program is Kindle Comment Converter. On the KCC GitHub page, there are great tutorial videos that explain the install process as well as all of the features that KCC does. Since they've already done all that work, I'll point you to them for that information. I've also included the links to those videos in the description. If you're happy to go along with whatever settings I have though, I'm putting them on screen now. Since the spread splitter required us to remove the metadata, I like to use the KCC metadata editor in the top left corner to go into my CBZ spread files and add back the data that I can, but that will be up to your preferences. Admittedly, the editor doesn't let you add all that much metadata back, but it's better than nothing. A quick rundown of the settings I have selected. Right to left, Manga does what you think it does. Allows the file to be read in the correct order. Metadata title allows the title to be drawn from the metadata rather than the file name. Spread Splitter, the feature we've done this whole process for, will allow us to view pages individually as well as stitched together. Make sure this is not checked but dashed as shown on the screen. Rotate First allows the two-page spread to show up first, like I showed in the beginning of the video. If you'd rather see the spread after the two individual pages, you can leave this unselected. Rotate Right flips the default direction the spread faces. I think right will be better for my use case, but feel free to do what you like best. Output folder is fairly obvious, but like our other programs, you'll want to set up a place for your final exported files to go to, and this option will let you have that file selected. For my specific use case, I'm using the cropping mode to get rid of any blank spaces on the edges of the pages. This is because I want to maximize my small screen space and have the art come right to the edge of the screen. For other devices, this might not matter. The drop-down menu to the left of the Convert button will allow you to select the device size. So if your device is listed, I'd suggest going with that. If you're like me though and don't have the device listed, you can select Other, like I've done, and then go to the bottom and input a custom width and height. As a recording, I'm not certain if 480 by 800 is correct for my X4 device, but if not, I'll assume I'll make some janky edit to show the proper dimensions. No edit, no problem. Now, you probably noticed I skipped the stretch function. The reason for that is because I went around on the internet long enough to know that people seem to think you're either evil or nuts if you want to read manga on this device. So, saying I like the stretch function, which changes the sacred aspect ratio of the original manga, is going to put me in manga elitist hell for a second time in one video. But what I'm going to do is show you the version of the file that I did with and without the stretch, and you can decide what you like for yourself. Personally, I think the stretch doesn't affect the overall picture quality to any meaningful degree while enhancing the look by making the image fill the screen. Last option. Make sure the output file type option is set to EPUB or whatever final file you're wanting to use. This setting is to the right of the convert button. To get started with the actual conversion, I like to hit clear list so I have a clean space to work with. After that, drag your stitched CBZ files into the gray box and hit convert. Once that's done, congratulations! You now have your files formatted to look exactly how I showed you at the beginning of the video. If you find any ways to make this process more efficient or take less steps, please let me know in the comments and I'll try to pin the comment so others can see it. Again, I'm really a layman when it comes to all this, so I expect some of y'all will have some tips and tricks to make this a better process for everyone involved. If I had to pick out a couple places that need improvement, it's definitely in the Python code. Personally, I'd love to be able to select multiple files and also keep the metadata, so if anyone can figure that out, I will be eternally grateful. Another fix that I don't know how to address is that sometimes the text can be missing some detail. I know the answer is to get a larger screen with better pixel density, but to me, the whole point of this device is to be able to optimize it for your use case. So if you have any creative ways to get around the device limitations, I'm all ears. But with that said, thanks for watching, and happy reading!